Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good start to the day. I'm here with the review. I been meaning to try to get this up earlier than like a couple of days after the show, but stuff happens and it's hard to sit down and do this video. But here it is, people. So Candace is trying to wake up Oscar. She's getting scared. She doesn't know what to do, so she calls downstairs to the bar to get the bartender. This is the new guy, and she says, "Do you know the what to do? Do you know the protocol, whatever?" And he comes up there, and she's got an attitude with him. She's like calling him arrogant and all that, and he corrects the problem. He gets a hairbrush and hits Oscar with it. He gets him to hurl, and and he gives him an injection in the chest, and so Oscar wakes up and he's fine. And so apparently Rocky was the one that fixed him the cocktail that knocked him out, and oh, so it wasn't Candace that actually gave him the drug to knock him out. It was Rocky that fixed the cocktail. So Candace is being all kinds of smart with the guy. She tells the bartender, she said, "Get your arrogant self out of my room." And I'm like, he just helped you. You couldn't afford to catch another murder rap, not after Quincy, because you're already in trouble for that, and your butt's on the line, Candace. So you might want to be a little nicer to people who help save your bacon. So she just basically puts Oscar out with no pants on, no shirt on. He has to run in the hallway. She takes his stuff and throws it. And he's like, "No, no, 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 no," because his laptop was, with the stuff. And Candace, she's undeterred from the hustle. She calls Gia and she texts Gia and she tells her what to order, and she orders a double vodka, and so apparently that was code for the bartender to put something in Jim's drink. And cuz he's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And she is like, "Yeah." So that was the little code word stuff. And let's get to Oscar. So his laptop is just broken, screens all shattered. He can't turn it off. He's like, "No, no, 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 no. What did you do, Candace?" And so he calls the front desk, and it's 3 a.m., mind you. And he's like, "I need a new laptop. I need a new laptop. Give me a new laptop." And I'm like, "You're not going to get a new laptop at this hour, Oscar. I mean, it's impossible. The store is closed. You're just going to have to wait until the morning." The guy told him, "You can use the network here. Come down and use the computer here." He's like, "I can't use an open computer." So Oscar was just out of luck until the morning. So I'm just going to continue with this here so I don't miss anything. I'm just going to continue with Candace's stuff. So Gia, she's in the room with Jim, and he's all knocked out. And so she puts on her robe and she goes to see Candace, and she just says the wrong thing to Candace. She starts talking about Jim, and she's talking, "Oh, he was so funny," and she was laughing, and Candace belts her across the face. "You like him. You like him. You're these men are never going to take you out in public. They don't want you like that. You're just the fantasy without the strings. Don't like him." And I'm like, you she hit her across the face, and Gia should have hit her back, because you know what? Candace talks a big game, but if Gia hit her back, I think it would really get Candace together, because mm, Candace really doesn't have that much of an operation, to clap back at anybody. She's got the two guys downstairs, but really, to a certain extent, she's on her own with this stuff. So if Gia had hit her back, I think it would have, like, got her together. But anyway, Gia says, "Well, I made $1,500," and like Candace is like, $1,500. How am I supposed to live on $1,400? So she was only gonna give Gia $100 out of that. And so Gia is just, I don't even know why she's trying to be in this game because she obviously can't handle it. So Candace gets a text on her phone about $8 million posted to her account, and excuse me, $8 million posting to her account, and she says, "You know what? Keep it. Keep the money. Um, we're done. We're done doing this." And she is like, crying, "Oh, please, I can do better. I can do better." And Gia must have some major problems if she's begging a pimp to keep her on in employment. And I'm like, what is going on with you, Gia? And we further see that she has problems when she gets out in the hallway and she's yelling Candace's name. Is Candace is like, "Say my name one more time. Say it." And so Gia goes back to the room with Jim. She's crying, and she thinks he's going to be sympathetic, but of course he's only there for one thing. And he puts his hand inside her robe, and she's like, "This is not making me feel better." And so he just, "You know what? I'm not here for this. I'm not gonna pay for this." And so he throws a bunch of money at her, and it puts a $20 tip on the table, and that's Jim. And Gio just breaks down crying, and I think Gia is emotionally unstable enough to make some problems for Candace and for Jim. I don't know how she's gonna do it, but um, she might start talking and make some problems for them. I don't know. But if she did, I would be here for it. I'd be here for it. The more drama, the better. So, let's see where we want to go next. Okay, so let's get to Hannah. So Hannah has a conversation with Melissa, and Melissa apologizes to her. She says, "I'm sorry, last night I was out of my head." And she says, "It's all right. That woman you were living with, she's out of her head every day and every night." And Melissa just goes through how she says this pregnancy is not wanted. I got her gay son drunk, and practically she just really forced herself on him to get pregnant, and she's ashamed. And Hannah's like, "You know what? I know about an unwanted pregnancy," and basically she was trying to convince Melissa, like, you have a baby, and just, and when you feel it start growing and all that, you're going to change. She just was trying to give her a uplifting talk. So her and Hannah seem to be becoming friends right now. So we'll see where that goes. Now we get to Veronica and Benny. So Veronica calls up Benny, and she's just like, she's just like, she's angry, but she's more like, like it's bubbling below the surface angry. She's not like yelling or anything. It's just like, she's just like, "Oh, you men always want to throw away a good thing. I know you're at her house. I know she's at your house." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's trying to play it off. And, "I know how you men are. I know she's at your house." And Benny has really stepped in at this time, but he tells her, "I don't belong to you." And he's right. They were not together. They were just, playing around. It was not anything serious. But of course, to Veronica, she's really ticked off because David is with a younger woman now, and of course she's going to feel as if she's been thrown over twice, even though she didn't have a relationship with Benny. But she's like, uh, um, she's like, "I'm gonna get you," and he's hitting her. He's saying, "Your son is gay. I don't want you," but she's saying, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you." And then Melissa comes to, excuse me, but comes to Benny's room to talk to him, and he's like, well, you can't stay here. You can't stay here. And she said, your mom said I could stay here. And he's just being real, real rude. And she kind of yells at him. She was holding her own. Um, and she just doesn't like the way he's treating her. He's just being all kinds of rude, and he could be more respectful because Melissa hasn't done anything to him at all. So, if anything, if he's upset about about Veronica threatening him, then that's on him because Hannah warned him about Veronica. She told him that she was dangerous and and but he didn't listen, and now she's on the warpath after him. And you know what, Benny gets what he deserves for being so stupid because Veronica clearly was nuts from the get-go. So let's continue on this path about Veronica. So Veronica stops off at the jail and to see Jeffrey, and Jeffrey doesn't want to see her. He's yelling, "Guard, guard, guard!" And let's get to the gist of it. She has this affidavit. She says if you sign it and you say that Benny did it, you're off the hook. And Jeffrey's like, he turns you down, didn't he? He turns you down, and it was I liked how he called Veronica out. He knows her, and it was really interesting to see him call her out like that. And she's mad because he won't sign it. He says, "I'm not doing it." And she's like, "Well, Benny, he's just another Negro that belongs in jail." And I'm like, Veronica, you are so racist. You're so racist. And and she, of course, she's got to try to, shade Jeffrey. Well, I know he's not your type. Yeah, why are you trying to take a man from your mother, or you don't want, or something to that effect? And she's angry, and she gets up. All right, you'll stay in here. You'll stay in here. You'll go to prison, and all of that. And she gets up to leave, and then Jeffrey's like, "Wait, I'll sign it." Now, Jeffrey's just gonna get himself in a whole other mess with Candace, because Candace is not gonna stand for anybody sending her brother up the creek. She's not gonna take that, and she's gonna get Jeffrey for that one, and she'll get Veronica for it too. So, let's see. Let's just talk about David and Erica. Not much substance going on there. Just Erica told David that she loved him, and I don't think David was quite ready to go that far. But Erica's headed for a hard fall. I can see it now. The truth comes out, and he's gonna be, "I never want to see you again," and she's gonna be like, "Oh no, David." You know how these scenes go. You know how they go, and it's gonna be a mess when it comes out. So Hannah, she's back to working for Catherine. She Hannah tells her about the day she tells her that Derek took her out to see Stephanie Mills, and Catherine's like, who is that? And Hannah's like, Broadway, and finally she's just like, oh, forget it. Um, and Derek is there, and he's just like, he's so pushy, coming at Hannah. I'm like, slow down, Derek, slow down. You're coming at Hannah way too strong, and and Catherine had pretended that the stove was broken in order to get him up there to her house so he could see Hannah. So Hannah's just like, she wants to go a bit more slower. I mean, she seems like she's back on being. She seems like she's not, tipsy right now. So she's back on track at being Christian and all that. So speaking of Catherine, I forgot about the scene at the hotel where Rocky and Broderick were talking, and they're talking about their whole scheme, and I'm like, this hotel is just so full of pimping. And I think Broderick has his own scheme for Catherine because he texts her. It's like, "Hi, Catherine," and so he has his own scheme for her, and he warns Rocky. This is Candace. Um, is she basically she's not gonna cut you in, and Candace clearly has not learned her lesson from not cutting Warlock in. She wants to keep all the money for herself, but she wants other people to do the dirty work. And Candace, you need to learn a lesson for once and not do people dirty. I mean, not just to keep them from coming after you, but it's the right thing. If you have people putting their butt on the line, you give them a check, you cut them a check, you give them some cash, you give them something. Okay, so let's mm, 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 mm. So Oscar, he finds out that he gets online and he finds out that the money is still there in Jim's account. So I don't know what account Candace drained. Well, I know what account Candace drained. We do know what account Candace drained, but I guess Oscar just wasn't looking at it. He was focused on Jim's money as opposed to the money that he siphoned off from Wyatt. So we find out that Wyatt's account was drained because he's all laid out in the back room after his binge, if you will. And the dealer wakes him up and he's like, "Hey, hey, come on, come on. You got to get up." So he gets him out there in the bar. Wyatt tries his card in the ATM. It ain't working. He's like, "Something's wrong. Something's wrong." And the dealer pulls out a gun. "You're playing games. You're playing games. You're playing games." And I'm like, "Wyatt, you're in big trouble, man. You don't mess with drug dealers." I mean, if the drug doesn't get you, the dealer will. He didn't have the money, so he should not have been trying to get that stuff. But, drug dealers, they want that stuff at any cost, and they'll play around and get themselves hurt, and Wyatt's about to get hurt. So that was the review. Looks like next week we're gonna see exactly what Wyatt is. You're gonna see what exactly happens to Wyatt. We're and I don't know. Jim might be able to get him out of trouble. I don't know. That's what it looked like. But anyway, that was the review. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you the next time. Thanks.